Previously on Big Brother. He's smoking on that Jimmy pack. Finally, y'all. When I tell y'all I used to pray for times like this, we finally got this bozo Jimmy up out the house. God is good. It's so crazy the way he went out to a 9-2 vote to keep Kelly over Jimmy. I'm curious about how much of that was Mickey versus how much of that was Morgan, Zach, and Vin. We see in Jimmy's conversation with Julie that he believes that they are the ones running the house right now. And it doesn't sound too crazy when you think about it. They're already paired up with the majority of the house. You got Vince playing both sides, and Morgan's already attached to the current HOH this week. Honestly, even without Mickey's HOH, they still have the majority in the house at this point. But now with Jimmy gone, I'm curious to see how people's games start to change as we go into week 5. We know Rachel is absolutely devastated. She was really the only one who voted to keep Jimmy, if we being for real. I don't know why on earth Ashley contemplated so hard what she was about to do, just to do what we already thought she was going to do anyway. You might as well have voted to keep Kelly at that point. I'm trying to see how Will's feeling after this episode, because you literally drew your line in the sand. If you ask, you go have Will vote to keep Kelly by himself? You sided with Rachel like that? You willing to go against the majority vote to stand with Rachel? Mickey asking by the end of the episode, I wonder who that second vote was. Yeah, I'm curious too. I thought Mickey was going to be the one in trouble after this eviction. It's looking like Ashley could be in a heap of trouble after this shit right now. Definitely looking forward to the conversation that was had before tonight's eviction. I gotta see how the majority just changed up like that. I was so certain Kelly was going home when she did not win that blockbuster comp. But whole time, she's God's favorite. I mean, even if she doesn't win the competition, she still finds a way to stay in this house. And to be honest, I like the logic that Ashley was coming with earlier on in the episode. I thought it was very justified for her to want to get rid of Kelly and keep Jimmy, considering Kelly week after week is showing that she's more and more of a compy. Not only does she have the 2 blockbuster competitions under her belt, she also won that mysterious veto power too. At this point, sitting next to Kelly on the block are these house guests' worst nightmare. But yeah, man, I'm just so happy to see this man Jimmy about the house. I know a lot of y'all are too. Mickey is so incredibly lucky that this man Jimmy didn't left the house. I still do think it was a very risky play for her to put up Jimmy as opposed to Catherine, even with him out the house. But it does seem like Riley's just chilling after this eviction. Like, he won the BB blockbuster competition. He's able to stay with his girl for another week. So maybe if he does win HOH this week, he won't put Mickey up on the block. I highly doubt that, especially with Catherine in his ear. But he seems cool right now, so we gotta wait and see. Also, did y'all hear Catherine's voice when she got to talking to Riley in this episode? I did not know her voice got that high pitched. I get it though. I mean, the way Riley was campaigning to keep Catherine in the house by any means, that's a lifelong ally. What he did for her in the Big Brother house this week is the equivalent of him saving her from multiple oncoming car crashes. Between him and Zach, I don't know who's the bigger simp for their girl in this house, I'm gonna be real. But we get to see another showman's thrive, so yay, I guess. I will say though, Riley's showing to be a comp beast himself. That boy smoked Jimmy and Kelly in this BB blockbuster competition, so I'm curious to see how he's moving going into this next week. But going back to Jimmy, why did Mickey and Jimmy have a conversation earlier on in the episode where Mickey's basically letting him know why she decided to put him up on the block, saying she didn't respect his game, she felt like he wasn't really locked in with the Truth or the Alliance like that. And then Jimmy kept on saying he would have ran into the sun with her and Morgan. Like, he says it like 5 times this episode. But then he said something along the lines of, I'm gonna win the Big Brother blockbuster competition, you go regret putting me up. And she's talking about some I know. Like, girl, you don't know. If you knew, you would not have put him up. Stop capping. Jimmy was looking confused too. He's like, okay, so you knew, but you still put me up. But clearly she knew his ass was going home. Mickey was not sweating that shit at all. I also love seeing Rachel narrate how this episode was gonna go, just for us to go the exact opposite of the way she narrated earlier on in the episode. Talking about, yeah, so Jimmy's gonna win the BB blockbuster competition. And then after he does that, he's gonna be able to take himself off the block. And we're gonna run this house going into week 5. And absolutely none of that happened. Chef's kiss. You can't write it any better than that. Very curious to see what kind of game Rachel's playing going into week 5 now. Her only real ally left in this house is Ashley. They about to form a final 2 real quick. I was so very confused when Ashley really ran back into that room trying to change her vote. Like, when have you ever seen somebody go back in the room to change their vote? Never. And if they did, that shit did not work. You think you could leave the room and go back and change your mind? I don't know. I mean, I get you were over 1, but you had sound reasoning for wanting to get Kelly up out the house earlier. So you change your mind like this in front of Will of all people. Now he gonna know he can't trust you like that all the way. So you just lost the ally. I don't know, man. This eviction did not go at all how I thought it was gonna go. But Kelly got 9 lives. We gotta give that credit to. Honestly, Jimmy, I wish I could say I was gonna miss you. We had a good thing going them first 1.5 episodes, but you fucked it all up. Ironically enough though, the very first person you wanted to get out the very first week of this season was the one who put the most genuine vote to keep you in the game. Respect to the GOAT, but Oda himself could not write a better ending than that. W week 4, it was very entertaining. Love seeing Mickey use her power. It was a shaky week for her overall, but with the majority of the house voting to keep Kelly as opposed to Jimmy, it's looked like her game might be alright depending on who wins HOH. I feel like now more than ever, Rachel or Ashley needs to win this HOH, so I'm curious to see what production's gonna do. Are they gonna let Rachel win this next HOH and wreak havoc on the house? I'd be curious to see. How's Will feeling about Ashley with how flip-floppy she was towards the end of the episode? Is Riley actually coming for Mickey in this next week? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. What y'all think about week 4 overall? We got a Big Brother Unlock episode dropping tomorrow. I might watch and review that. But if not, week 4 was much better than week 3 was. I'm looking forward to seeing what week 5 has in store.